I edited the first God's Not Dead. The very
Oh,
first
that's
one.
right. That's right. You
I've
were
had my
on all
fingerprints on the
five.
entire
You're the
franchise.
only all
Yeah.
five person on it. That's right.
Me and Brian Shanley. Brian Shanley
Well,
did
and me.
all five too.
And
Yeah.
me.
And oh yeah, you were. No, actually, yeah, it's just us three. I think. The
And
only
Paul Kuo.
common
Paul Kuo
denominators.
too. Paul Kuo's been in all five.
No, love Paul, but he wasn't in 3.
He's in the fraction of 3 when I go to jail in the credits.
Oh, wow.
Well, this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod with David A.R.
I'm gonna finish what I started.
It's not easy, but it's simple.
Well, guys, I'm so excited for this guy who's on our podcast, Dare to Dream, today, because Vance Null has not only directed like God's Not Dead, We the People, God's Not Dead, In God We Trust, but also movies all around the world. I'm trying to think about how I should introduce you, Vance, as like a world traveler or like a man without a home or just one with the people. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, my pal, and superstar director, Vance Null.
Hey, thank you, Dave. That's awesome intro. Appreciate that, man.
It's true.
I mean,
How you doing, buddy?
great. Yeah, this is fun to be on this.
Where are you? Where are you coming to us from?
You know, it's funny. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona.
That's interesting for Vance.
I know
Because Vance
I feel
doesn't
like I
stay
need
in the
to-
United States for very long.
I know. I have to like amend your introduction of me just a little bit. I have been known to be a bit of a vagabond, just traveling all over the world. I did that all through my 20s. Worked on a lot of films overseas, as you know, and with you.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years, I've been kind
In
of
Thailand. Let's talk
I guess
about
I'm getting-
overseas though. Where you were?
Sure.
You were in
It's more
Thailand.
interesting.
You were in Korea, right?
I was in Korea for a bit. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Asia, Southeast Asia, a lot in Thailand. I lived 2.5 years in Japan. That was probably a highlight. Spent some time in South Africa on some films and parts of Europe. But yeah, especially Japan.
I'm trying to understand why
Chinese
Japan is a highlight because I wasn't there.
Yeah. You missed out, man. So we got to make
Is
up
that
for
why?
it.
Is that why it was a highlight? Is
no.
because I wasn't there?
No, it's because nobody else was there. No, it's totally not true. Because all the other trips, you were there. I remember going a lot.
You didn't say
I've been with you in
Guthrie,
Thailand.
Oklahoma was your favorite place to be.
Yeah, Guthrie a lot. Japan was a highlight.
All right, so you've been here in the States, I think probably your longest time, right? Since you went out becoming a vagabond, apparently.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's part of me getting older, slowing down a little bit. Though I do have that wanderlust, and I mentioned to get back out there soon. I can't.
Where? When you say I want to get
here.
back out there, like where specifically?
Anywhere. I just need variety. I need different sounds and smells and tastes and people and languages and culture just to influence and inspire me creatively.
You're telling me that Arizona and Scottsdale is not the most fascinating, interesting place on the planet?
Yeah, so I grew up here in Arizona. My family's here, so it's always been a home base. And I'm here about half the year, though. And it just makes sense. Mike's here. I got a bunch of friends here. So it's easy. But, I used to live in L.A., too. I miss L.A., and I go to San Diego a lot, see my sister and my nephews.
Yeah. All right, so walk us through how in the world did you become a superstar director? Like I remember back in the day when you were a youngin'.
Yeah.
How old were you when you helped edit Holy Man Undercover?
Dude, yes. I think I just turned 19 maybe. Maybe I was still 18 because out of high school, I graduated in Arizona. I drove out to LA, moved there. First movie I worked on was Holy Man Undercover. I was shooting EPK. I did Fred Willard's interview.
That's pretty
and
cool.
I remember this, dude. I have the very specific memory with you. And it's when I learned you were a nice guy, actually, because we didn't know each other really.
Because Mike had said that I wasn't a nice guy. Mike Scott, by the way, the
No,
other
no.
partner of Pure Flix.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I had actually messed up. I had made a mistake, and I felt so bad.
What?
And it was your forgiveness that made me feel better.
Oh.
So you had delegated to me to go out and shoot an establishing shot for one of the houses of one of the characters, and it was in downtown LA. It was like me and a driver. We went out and shot something.
I remember this.
And do you remember this?
Well, it was it was supposed to be the outside of my apartment, right?
Yeah, and we got one, but the problem is that I got back and you're like, hey, did you get the shot? I'm like, yeah, it's great. And you said, did you get one with the car parked out front? And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. And you're like, I specifically said to get that. And then you turned that dime and walked away. I'm like, no, this like young guy. And I'm just so stressed out. And then you went to go, because you had to go shoot another scene. You were like on your way to the next set. But I remember at the end of the night, as you were about to drive off, I went over to you like, hey, Dave, I'm so sorry about that. I forgot it. And you're like, oh, it's all right, buddy. No, that's all good.
But somehow we got the one with the car. I think you went and reshot it at some point.
I think I went and either I or somebody else, I may have gone back and gotten it.
I think you did, because somehow there is the car in the shot. The only reason why we wanted the car in the shot was so we would know whose apartment it was. It was Uncle Brian's.
Yeah, it makes perfect logical sense. I probably, it's one of those things you remember kind of your mistakes more than the victories in life.
The 4,000 victories you had along the way that you actually did.
Yeah.
That is so so simple and little. It's interesting though that you say that, because I guess maybe the point is like if you're a person in charge, maybe try not to yell at the people who are helping you too much, because if you just take the nicer road, then I still got the shot. So you still somehow that worked out just magical.
That's a great point.
I'm glad that I didn't just berate you and yell at you too much, because we wouldn't be friends right now. You'd probably hate me.
No. I mean, you had you had specifically asked for that, and whether I remember that or not or misheard, but I agree. Like it's never good to yell at people. I take that same approach, because everyone is wanting for this to succeed anyways, regardless of the yelling or not. They want it to succeed.
Vance, you're like the nicest guy, though. I mean, we've all said this forever, since the time you started working, I think in Mike Scott's office, you were 18, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in L.A.
In L.A., yeah. But, I mean, you were always the nicest person on the planet. And I remember you editing, even in my entrance to you was that, I think on the set of Holy Man. But it was even when after that, when we were done with it, and Sean Paul Murphy had edited a cut as well, but we were trying to shift it and put a little bit more youth style into the edit. I remember you doing the cowboy scene, I think, didn't you? The Kid Rock cowboy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We couldn't afford, so then we just had to redo. We just did a remake of his song, basically.
Yeah, he had cowboy, so we did our own farm boy. I remember all this, dude.
I love that.
It was my break into Hollywood, bro.
I cannot believe that. I forgot about the fact that you are that connected to that movie. That we got to talk about this. Sometime we got to get Vincent, because it's one of Vincent's favorite movies. He plays it in the morning whenever he's depressed. He puts it on.
That's a good movie to flip on to change your mood and just I mean, I was because I was 18. So I remember when the first sets I was on for that movie was the club scene where we shot the electric bowl. I think I shot like a C camera angle of it, but I wasn't even legally able to drink.
You're in the club. It was called Club Ivar. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
This is 20 years ago.
All right, so Vance, you what in the world? Obviously, the things I think that separate you at this point of what I know about you is, I would say, A, you're the classiest, super nice guy, first of all, but also you're an incredible editor. You have, everybody's always coming to you to edit and to fix their movies and or to edit their movies if you're available. And then B or C is that you're an unbelievable director. I mean, Gaza Dead, We the People is a fan favorite. People say number 1 and number 4 are their favorites, and then you have God's Not Dead. The last one, In God We Trust. you and I have been to DC. We've been to Guthrie, Oklahoma. We've been to all kinds of cool places where we shot those. And you also worked on editing of The God's Not Dead in Gods We Trust. I don't know whether you started back in number 2, but I would think you started in 3, right? Or no?
For editing, I edited the first God's Not Dead. The very first
that's
one.
right. That's right. You
I've
were
had my
on all
fingerprints on
5.
the
You're
entire
the
franchise.
only all
Yeah.
5 person on it. That's right.
Me and Brian Shanley.
Yeah.
Brian Shanley
Well,
did
and me.
all 5 too.
And
Yeah.
me.
And oh yeah, you were. No, actually, yeah, it's just us 3. I think. The
And
only
Paul Quo.
common
Paul Quo
denominators.
too, I think. Paul Quo's been in all 5.
No, love Paul, but he wasn't in 3. He was not.
He's in the fraction of 3 when I go to jail in the credits.
Oh, wow. Okay, good catch.
We had Reverend Jude on the podcast a bit ago, and Reverend Jude was in 4. He didn't quite make it into 5, but he was in 4 out of, which is pretty impressive.
I know. I love number 4, man. It's my feature film directorial debut, and thank you for the opportunity, man. I know that was
yeah, but you rocked it.
That was a big break for me.
Yeah, but you rocked it in the middle of COVID and in Guthrie, Oklahoma. I was talking to Liz Travis about that blizzard the other day too. It just because it's coming up. There's another movie that I'm might be shooting in Oklahoma, and it brings up the Guthrie, Oklahoma nightmares that we had
challenge
in the middle of the blizzard. But
I mean, I don't even think we were shooting near scenes at like the peak of the blizzard. There for the fans of number 4, there's the high school subplot, the high schoolers, like the little romance.
Yeah.
And we had a scene in the high school cafeteria where they have that kind of this impromptu cute date between the two of them, and that was the day we wanted extras, like other high school students in the background, filling in the seats, walking down the hallways. 2 extras showed up. 2 people.
Well, because there was a blizzard
work.
outside.
There was a blizzard, and it's like
a bona fide blizzard.
Bona fide blizzard. It was so cold. The camera trucks, the doors were frozen shut. We couldn't open up the back doors to the trucks to get the camera gear out for like 5 hours. So we lost half the day. It's a miracle we even shot that scene.
I have a reel. I think we'll be showing this on our YouTube, Spotify. Of me. It had just started to snow, and I'm outside just in my regular wardrobe, and it's snowing, and I'm like, here we are at the, looking at the. It was our duplicate of DC, basically, the DC building.
That's right.
That's why we went to Guthrie.
Yeah.
Is because it was there. It was, I forget what that building was called.
The Masonic Temple.
That doubled. But it looked like a DC building.
It did, because it was gorgeous inside and out, and it was massive. You remember, like, it took like 10, 15 minutes to walk from one end to the other.
Yeah, it's huge.
It
felt like there was a prison there, too.
It did. It was a little spooky, because it's an old
on one
building.
side, if you keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
and we shot a prison scene there, actually, remember? It was cut out of the movie, but there's the prisoners under there.
Oh, that's right, we did. Yeah. Yeah. Did we ever, have we ever, is that out there? Is that scene out there?
We did the deleted scenes. I'm sure it's out there on the bonus features.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. So Vance, did you always want to be an editor or a director, or just editing Holy Man Undercover, an amazing comedy, or where did this come from? Like, where was this inception of the idea for you?
I know everything after that was just icing on top after Holy Man. I mean, when I was in high school, I was dabbling with film. This is before YouTube and digital and everything. We were shooting on the tapes. I entered local film festivals. I did a lot of even wedding videography. I learned I could make money doing this thing, and I would edit my own stuff because no one. Again, this is before smartphones. Learning how to edit your own material was not
on the Avid.
convenient.
Were you on the Avid or on the?
I was on
Premiere,
the original Adobe Premiere from way back in the day.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved on to Final Cut Pro. It was like Final Cut Pro 6 and Final Cut Pro 7. And then when I moved to LA, you guys were on like Media 100 for a minute. So this is like ancient, archaic technology. But yeah, I just, when I was interning at your old office in LA there, it was down in Torrance, I was doing a bit of everything. I wore a lot of hats: graphics, sound, editing.
Were you working on the Will and Tim's show?
Yeah, Travel the Road. I
yeah.
did a lot of stuff with Travel the Road. Yep. And then I remember I was talking to Michael Scott, and I'm like, he gave me some small things to edit, including the Holy Man bit, and they're like, okay, this doesn't suck. And there was a movie coming up that you guys were going to shoot. It was supposed to be super low budget, so it was very low risk to give me an opportunity, a new guy, to edit a feature film. And it was going to be low budget. I think at one point even Mike said he might direct it just to save money. And
Mike has always said he's going to direct it. He's never even directed one of them.
Never happened.
But he was always threatening. Maybe I'll direct it to save money. Maybe I'll just direct it.
Never happened.
Typical Mike.
But I guess you guys somehow got more financing and the budget started to balloon.
What movie was this?
Another director.
What movie were we talking?
That was Jerusalem Countdown.
Oh, well, who ended up editing
this?
this?
Movie I cut. I did. I was the first one to cut it.
Oh, you did cut it.
Because, you guys had already or Mike had promised for me to edit this my first film. Again, under the conditions it was going to be low budget, low risk, but as the budget ballooned, he still was kind enough to honor that promise and let me do it. And I remember this is what he said. He's like, hey, man, if you're not good, we'll just find someone else. Give it a try. But if it's great, well, let's see.
It actually turned out really good. Jerusalem Countdown. That's interesting. I did not realize that was your first feature. That you cut.
Fully edited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How much
that.
Was that? Because even the action sequences in that are really good, Vance.
Yeah, I mean, I was that was my moment. I was desperate to prove myself. I remember watching every episode of 24 with Jack Bauer and all these other type of action espionage shows with similar vibes to kind of just come up with clever ways. I did a lot of digital punch-ins and zoom outs just to make it visually interesting, because a low budget film, you don't have a lot of material especially for an action film. So I had to manufacture a lot of things and use some trickery to make it more visually
What did you
exciting.
edit that on? Was it an Avid?
No, that was Final Cut. That was Final Cut Pro.
Okay. Is that your main editing source even today, Final Cut? Or is it just the iPhone? Is it just the iPhone now?
iPhone is too simple. I don't even know how to work the editing on that one. That would be iMovie, I guess. No, we came full circle back to Adobe Premiere, actually. But some people still do Avid. Some people edit with DaVinci Resolve. I mean, really, whatever tool you want to use.
How old were you when you cut Jerusalem Countdown?
Dude, I was probably
20?
20 or 21 maybe.
I mean, that was 2012, I think. Right?
It was. Yeah.
Maybe you were 21.
So I think I was 21.
I'm guessing 21.
Because we shot it in two parts. We shot the first bit with you and Lee Majors up in Michigan.
Actually, was it 12? It might have been 2011 when we shot that.
I think it was 2011 because we took a hiatus. We came back and actually shot it with different cameras. That was when the Canon 5D Mark II first came out. It could shoot like 30p, and it looked really great with anyway, technical stuff.
I love that about you, Vance, is that you don't there's a lot of directors who would love to tell you about all the technical things and and explain shots and everything, and as even though I spent a little time directing, I think I did 6 of them, but then I retired from it because of this exact reason of it just like goes right over my head, and all I can think about is what the maneuvers that I need to do in it versus because otherwise my brain just gets too filled with things. But you're aware of, for somebody who's so engrossed in the intricacies of filmmaking, you're aware of people like me who when we reach our limit of, you're like, okay, never mind, I'm not even gonna keep going trying to explain it to him.
I'll spare you. No, I try to read the room. I try to, and that's what I enjoyed working with you and other actors, because my background, first time directing, with you and the rest of the cast in God's Not Dead 4, I drew my confidence. I pulled confidence from my knowledge in post-production, all the technical stuff. I knew how to do that. I understood how to stitch a movie together on the back end. Where I was less confident was working with actors. I just hadn't had a lot of experience doing that. So that was I was nervous about that. But I discovered that I absolutely loved it. I loved working with actors, and those walls broke down immediately. But that was, I thank God for that, man, because
That's cool.
I wasn't sure I'd even like directing, I wanted to give it a try, but everyone wants to direct, right? But until you do it, you're like, this is actually hard.
There's so many elements to it. So you had directed, you had cut and edited. How many movies have you edited now in your career?
Dude,
do you know? I mean, or do we have to go to IMDb to look? Thank God that on screen right now it's showing every single one of them on YouTube and Spotify.
How do I see this screen? Are you?
Well, that's what our
I can't see
producers
a screen,
do.
right?
You have to watch the episode now, Vance.
No, I mean, I'm not even credited for everything that I touched, because like when you introduced me, I've been kind of like a doctor editor. I've gone on and fixed movies that were already cut. I did a recut, cut out 15, 20 minutes, and just kind of tighten things up.
Hey, tell that person they're going to have to wait. You're in the middle of a podcast. I can hear that.
You can hear that?
Yes, of course.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, seriously. He's in the middle of a podcast.
I know who this is. I know who this is, too. I know who this is.
I mean, my gosh. We're in the middle of a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I will use this time right now to say, go to your Spotify, go to your YouTube, and watch this episode. I know our voices are soothing and everything, but it's always more fun when you get the images along with it. It's like a documentary. So anyway, Dylan and his team do an unbelievable job here on that side of it. So do that. Okay, now we're back from our regular scheduled break. Vance has quieted the man pounding outside.
Yeah, building homes over here.
That's
we've
funny.
halted we've halted all the work.
So how many? Yeah, you got to tell me. So how many edits have we done?
I'd say like 40 to 50, probably 50 plus. I've done a lot. I really have. Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of.
Do you ever? You don't look like you've aged. Because of that, like I would think editing would be hard on your eyes after a while. Like, you would have gained 400 pounds from sitting there and eating bonbons, and
yeah.
Like, how do you balance? How do you find that balance?
Great question, man. I'm really fortunate that I still have my eyesight, though it's not as great. I'll probably need glasses eventually. It is a minor miracle that I don't wear glasses right now. That's just genetics, I guess. Very fortunate, but that won't last forever. Everyone in my family has glasses. I exercise. I try to have a routine, man, for a long time. Just work out in the morning, just something. And an adjustable height desk. So, like, I'll do this for you. I try not to sit all day. I like to stand as well. So we can do the rest of this interview standing if we want.
Sure.
Just to
whatever you want to do. It's up to you. You're sitting, standing.
Yeah.
I do like those standing desks. I have one of those as well. Hey, wait, show that to our audience of what that is that we're looking at here.
This was a crew gift for God's Not Dead 5.
Oh gosh, does it say Saint something?
Saint David.
Saint David. I feel like that.
You remember this, right?
Yeah, now I do. I feel like that's a mugshot, though. I feel like they could have picked a better Saint David shot. Like they should have put me in a cape or something. There you go. Yeah, you got a lot of things. Where's your posters, Vance? Why don't you have God's Undead posters?
I need to put those up. Well, they were hammering them in the walls for me, but I had to tell them to stop.
Over there on your other side of your...
I'm like, not now, guys, not now. You're too late. Podcast has already started.
That's the thing, where do you, now in your house, do you get a poster every time you do a movie, or do you only get a poster on your directing tour when you direct it? My apartment is modest, so I don't have a ton of wall space, but I do have one poster up. It's one of the movies I'm most proud of having worked on, and I like the poster for it. Is The Case for Christ. I have that poster. That's a good one.
That's a movie I edited. Yeah, John Gunn directed. I learned a lot in that film. I do have the posters for the ones I've directed. I just need to hang them up eventually. It's hard to,
you got to keep them in a, where you put them all without them just getting old and ruined.
Rolled up in a tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
That's a lot of tubes, or do you roll them all up in one tube?
I think they're kind of rolled up, kind of like that. I think
See,
so.
you don't even
I a lot
know.
of space.
That's the crazy thing. I have all these movie posters in my garage, and because I just ran out of room, or you can only put up so many of them in your house or in my office in my house, and other than that, it starts to get clunky, and
Yeah. And while I'm at the office here, we got like movie posters all over, so I see them every day when I'm here.
Yeah, you're like, that's
So
enough.
They're all. Oh, you know what? I got one right here, actually. I think you'll like this. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, what poster is Vance going to guess right now in your comments before he comes out with it? What poster is he going to pull?
You guys could guess. It's a classic, and one I did work on. One of the first movies I did some editing on after Holy Man.
Comment on it if you think about it. Oh, wow. That's a throwback. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta come look at it on YouTube right now to see which poster it is. I like that, actually. I like that poster because it was shot in Mexico.
It's cool.
It's exotic, and it is it's I'm surprised you did that and Johnny didn't edit that movie though.
He did. I think he did, or Sean Paul Murphy did, or somebody. I remember I was at the Hawthorne office.
What'd you do?
We
You
had
probably
ops
did
in
a
LA.
redo on it, right?
I just did some re-edits. Like it was John Gunn in the room, and I think you and maybe Mike.
Yeah.
And he'd just give me some notes. We did that until like 3, 4 in the morning, late night notes, and I was trying to keep up with John's notes. That was the first time I met John, actually.
Did you work on House of David with John?
I did not, no.
Interesting.
No,
Oh, because Gabe did.
Yeah.
Gabe worked on that. Were you must have
I
been
think
busy
Dave
with
did-
something.
Yeah. I probably was. Mm-hmm. But maybe on season 3 or 4 or 5.
Are we going to go back out sometime? Or are we going to continue living in Arizona?
No, this is not my forever home. I mean,
Well, of course
it's
not.
convenient. It's a comfortable place. Like right now, the weather's beautiful. I mean, our population increases like tenfold during the winter because all the snowbirds. But it is a nice climate. I need the ocean, though. I often think about San Diego.
Are you going to stay in the States, or are you going to move out, you think? You're going to go back out
mean, if
to...
you wanna-
Because you spent time... Where did you spend time in Korea?
I didn't spend a
Or
ton
Vietnam.
of time in
It was
Korea.
Vietnam, right?
I was in Vietnam for about 4 or 5 months working on a Vietnamese martial arts action fantasy movie. That was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Years ago. That's a long time ago.
So,
that was in Saigon.
Oh. So where,
Back in
out of all the places that you've lived, Japan's your favorite. We've said that already. The place that I've never
Yeah,
been.
just I met a lot of expats there that always say Japan is heaven on earth to travel to as a tourist, hell on earth to try to live and work there if you were to work for a local company. So I was kind of taking a hiatus from my career and just doing part-time remote work when I was there, but mostly I was just enjoying the vibes of the culture in Tokyo.
Interesting. All right, so what can you tell our audience about God's Not Dead, We the People, or God's Not Dead, In God We Trust? Like, what are your memories from those movies, and how do you think that those movies helped shape culture in a way that contributed to the God's Not Dead franchise?
Yeah, I remember God's Not Dead 4, We the People. It really surprised me how much people fell in love with it. I really appreciated that because I wasn't sure. So the kind of the backbone of that plot is the homeschooling aspect of it, with the parents and they're being attacked from the government on their rights to educate their kids as they see fit. And I'm like, not everyone's a homeschooler. This is only going to relate to a very niche demographic. But I come to find out a lot of people homeschool. And this really resonated with that crowd, and
Not just Christians. That was the interesting thing. It's like from different religious backgrounds, and some not even religious backgrounds.
Correct. And I got so much feedback on it. So many emails. I'm sure you did as well, just praising it and thanking for us to shine a spotlight on that thing. But I remember working on the script with you and Tommy Blaze. We were so concerned about this. We didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into such a specific topic that's why Tommy wrote it, your ending speech, to kind of expand it out so it became more about big government and infringing upon people's rights and states' rights, and how it's not just about homeschooling. This is just one example in which the government overreach needs to be checked. and everyone loves that ending speech. I think the ending of that film, which what people mostly remember when they watch movies, the ending, if it's good or bad, is that epic speech that you gave a awesome performance on, man. And I remember working into the bone that night too. That was a long day. We did a lot of takes on that just for all the camera angles, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I had a run at it the first day, and then we came back and picked it up. That first day was super stressed, didn't we? Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, because I think
maybe
we did
doing
all the
wider
wides
angles or something.
Because again, this is a tight budget. This is the lowest budget Gods Undead film
out of all of them.
Out of all of them. That's why it was given to me, because it's low risk. I always start with the low risk, because the first timer. I get it. It makes sense. But, made me eager to prove myself. And that's why we had to shoot it twice, because the one day we had the extras, and the other day we did not.
That's what it was. Was the second day with the extras or the first day with the extras? I'm trying to remember.
I think the first day was with the extras. The second day was not, because we got those those high angle shots from the balcony looking down where you saw the people, and we actually didn't have that many extras to begin with, as you recall, and we had to insert
because we're in the middle of COVID.
We had it in visual effects.
We're in the middle of COVID and a blizzard.
Yeah, so we couldn't have I think it was we could only have max 20 people on set.
Yeah, and I think Guthrie, Oklahoma is not the biggest city in the world either.
No, it's tiny town. We always shoot in these small towns, don't we?
Yeah, I remember it too because Kevin Downs was shooting The Underdog.
That's right.
The Kurt Warner story.
Underdog,
in Oklahoma City, while we were in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Yeah, it's interesting to think back on these movies. What's your take on that? When you think back on the movies, how do they hold a special place in your heart, or are some of the movies you just want to forget that you ever worked on them?
Yeah, I think it's no matter how hard the circumstances were, that is never a negative. It's fun to talk about and joke about, but it's more, how did you enjoy the people you worked with? Mm-hmm. That's what I think forms the positive memories. So when I think back on that, I'm I enjoyed working with you, Brian, the whole cast. They were just lovely. And there's other projects, I've worked on, whether I directed or not, that I'm that was... Yeah, I got paid, but I wouldn't revisit that again.
Yeah.
Just because, not because of the circumstances, COVID, blizzards, whatever, that you work through. You can work through any of those obstacles if you have formed a good team around yourselves and people you respect and trust. And I think we had a stellar cast and crew across the board on We the People. I'm really fond of that experience.
Yeah. You did Redeeming Love, right? You worked on that.
I was a post supervisor on that.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a more management.
Did you edit that as well, Redeeming Love?
No, I did not. No. Jim Page edited that. Did a great edit.
Oh, interesting.
That was a beautiful film. I wasn't as involved creatively on that. I just kind of steered us towards the finish line when it came to post production and budgeting, scheduling.
But that was a long time. Yeah, that thing was in post production for a lot.
Because that's when COVID hit. Yeah, that was 2020. They'd returned, I think,
right before COVID. Africa. I think it was right before COVID. People got home
March,
before they shut it all down.
And then they shut LA down. Yeah. And that was
shut flights down and the whole deal. Yeah. We had just kind of on the skin of our teeth, got back there. Switching up a little bit on God's Not Dead, In God We Trust. How do you feel about that? How, because it's hard to do. It's an interesting thing because you do a movie, right, that resonates. For We the People resonated. It was, I think from the fans, it was their second favorite movie. Now, everybody has a different movie that they love. I have a different movie. You have, but for whatever reason, 4 seemed to resonate as the second most favorite movie after the first one.
But that's interesting. Is that based on polls or something, or just?
Yeah, it's based on just a lot of conversations and a lot of people writing in, and there was just a lot of that. Again, it was that end speech that somehow brought it home. It was the time, it was the standing ovations in a theater. It was it was 2021, so it was also this weird, people were coming out of the pandemic. The overreach of the government, and it was this Jimmy Stewart moment that I don't think we had seen certainly hadn't seen it in the God's Not Dead movies before, really. It kind of
No.
stood on its own.
Yeah, and I think just the overall vibe and energy of that one, I think we were quite intentional, Yumi and Tommy Blaze, on trying to harken back to the roots of what made number one special in the first place.
The heart.
Just being a bit, the heart of it, just the charm. And that's why, pairing you with Martin was so fun and funny and endearing, and also a bit of a love letter to the foundations of America and what what the country stood for and why it's a unique country, because you have all these, like, anyone can be an American, right? You have that I love that sequence towards the end before your speech where you have you and the other homeschooling parents standing around that Statue of Freedom, and no matter your race, your religion, your culture, your language, all these things, like you can be an American, you can become American, and all these rights and freedoms can be yours too. That makes our country very unique.
It's interesting. And then, so I guess my question that we got sidetracked on is, so now 5 rolls around, right? In God We Trust.
Yeah.
And where does that go for you? Was that the easiest shoot you'd ever done? Or, the script, was it the easiest launch? Or what's your thought about that? Why was that one different than 4?
Well, I was more experienced at that point, so I went in with more confidence because God Sent at 4, I was first time directing a feature. I directed like shorts and television, but it's different, feature film. We had more money. It was a different challenge, I think, because I don't know if you remember, I originally was not supposed to direct that one. Harold Crockett came back and was working on the script with Tommy, and I think you and Mike, and he was supposed to do that.
We were going to do a callback to the first one, to the 5th one. It was a whole thing that was going down a road, one pathway, and then it switched.
Yeah, and then he couldn't do it anymore. So then Mike called me and they like, hey, we're going to shoot this in like a few weeks. You want to do this? I'm like, sure. Send me the script. And so I kind of inherited that, and we didn't have a ton of time to work on the script, but for me, I was grateful for the opportunity and kind of pick up where number 4 left off and try to, do the best I could to, explore the next chapter of that world, that franchise, your character together. It was a lot of fun, and working with Sa Armstrong, she was
Samira.
She was just Samira was awesome, and bring everyone back. Ray Wise, that was fun to work with him, and
Dean Cain,
everybody.
Isaiah
Dean Cain,
Washington,
Scott Baio,
yeah. Well, it was Scott's first one, but it was interesting to bring the old guard back, that we hadn't seen in a while. That's part of I think the thing that I love most about the franchise is that there's a lot of things, but one of the things is the recurring of the people in it, and there's different storylines that you get to. I always said, well, it's kind of like the Marvel universe in a way, or the Avengers. It's like, how are they coming back in different ways? And where have they been? And that was the fun thing. Even with number 5, I think more so than number 4 or any of the previous ones, is because we really focused on bringing back some of the original folks.
Yeah, especially Dean Cain and Ray Wise. And it always kind of amazes me how big the fan base is for all these films. Like I'm like, are they going to remember this guy? And they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because this movie's, the first movie, when the first got, was like 2014. It's been over 10 years.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing about the people and how these movies have changed their lives in different ways, and so they still remember it. Like it's amazing to me to be out and about, and now Vance is going back down. He's stood long enough, ladies and gentlemen. It's understandable.
Well, it's about adjusting.
Yeah, that is a lot of adjusting for a camera while standing and doing an interview that long. I agree. You look good, Vance. All right, so Vance, when you're not directing big budget motion pictures or editing them all around the world, or living in the beautiful Scottsdale, taking hikes up in the mountains, what's going on with your dating life? Because you're still single, right? Are you single?
I have a girlfriend that's going really great. I hope you guys get to meet. How
long have we been dating this person? A year or 2 years?
About a year. Beautiful relationship though. She's actually works in the industry though. She's a second AD. How's your dating life? I don't want to.
Well, now I'm the person who's supposed to ask the questions, Vance. I only have 3 more minutes with you, so we'll talk about my dating life another day.
Okay.
You got 3 minutes left. The show's called Dare to Dream. What do you tell people who want to pursue an amazing career like you have had all over the world, directing hit features with superstars like David A.R. White and other folks that we will not mention on my podcast? No, but seriously, what do you tell people? How do you encourage people?
Yeah, that's a big question. I'm trying to distill it down into something simple so we don't just ramble. I think.
Well, you got some time. You got 2 minutes to ramble.
Great. I say try everything. Try everything that you think might intrigue you and interest you in life. Give everything a try, so that in trying those things, you'll discover what really makes you happy, what you connect with, what gives you fulfillment, what feels like purpose. Because until you try a bunch of things, you may be missing out on. This could be like, let's say you want to work in movies. Okay, what hat do you want to wear? Do you want to direct, produce, write, act? Do visual effects, do editing, whatever. Try it all. You want to be a prop master. Just try it, and you'll say, okay, I'm gravitating towards this, and the opportunities will present themselves automatically. I do believe that the doors will open if you are doing something you love. I mean, we've heard all this advice before, but it really does work. It's true, and you're a believer, so am I, and I think God will lead you down the path that you're meant to be. I think these things are written for us, and I'm grateful for my opportunities. But also it's a lot of work. Like I could have screwed up years ago on Jerusalem Countdown and just kind of not worked those late nights, night after night. And this guy's a mediocre editor, but we'll find someone else. Could have happened, but so it's a lot of work, and I think that's my rambling. Just try everything and discover what you resonate with. And just pursue it. And also be friendly, be kind to everybody. Because you never know who might give you that opportunity.
Wise words from Vance Null, ladies and gentlemen. I think the thing that you hit on right there is be excellent at what you do in the process of it. When you find that thing that you love, really push in on it and be excellent at it. And you have done this so many times in all the movies that I've seen that you've touched in every way, whether it is in post-production, whether it's in editing or supervising, whatever, or just directing the darn thing. And in your writing too, like you really are a consummate professional, and it has been my honor to work with you over the years, and I look forward to our continued pursuits.
Me as well, man. I couldn't have said it better. Thanks for all the opportunities you gifted me, man. I appreciate that so much.
You're a rock star, Vance.
Nothing but great memories. So many great memories.
Yeah.
And I hope we make more.
Likewise. All right, buddy. Good to see you. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching once again the White House Pod Dare to Dream. And please check out the YouTube, Spotify, like, subscribe. Also comment on whether or not we think Vance needs to grow a full beard, or do we like his mustache, or and where he should live next after Scottsdale. God bless you guys. I'll see you next time.